Hi, so this is video 2 looking at the results for the Transition Survey. So we sent a survey to primary schools to distribute to P7 parents, and we also put a survey out to S1 parents. I'm really grateful to everyone that filled in the survey. It's really useful for us to have this data examining people's experiences during the transition process. Obviously, it's all kind of turbulent at the moment, so it's really great for us to be able to have a little bit of insight into people's experiences so that we can adjust what we do accordingly to try and support people as best we can. So I thought I'd share some of the results with you. So question 1 was, which element of the adapted transition process did you find most helpful? And the answer was video introductions from staff and departments. So this was an excellent finding because the P7 survey found that the video introductions from staff and departments was the thing that they were most looking forward to and that they would find most helpful. The second one was the video school tour. So this was something that Mr. Sheridan provided and looks like was greatly appreciated by students and parents. Question 2 was, to what extent are the following statements true of your experience during the transition? So this was an interesting one. Now, the overall experience seems to be very, very positive. People were very positive about pupil support, the video tour, as we've already kind of mentioned, the introductions from staff and departments. The Twitter feed was maybe slightly not as valued as we'd hoped, so that was an interesting find. Teams generally found Microsoft Teams was generally found to be an effective means of communication and sharing information. So people obviously found that relatively successful and relatively easy to use, although there's obviously always exceptions to the rule. So that was an interesting finding. Question 3 was, before transitioning to secondary school, my child's biggest concern was, and the biggest concern that that children had who are currently in S1 was fitting in, which is obviously a very understandable concern. There was a very kind of mixed range. There was a wide spread of different concerns here that people kind of felt were their biggest concern. So the school day was one, teachers being too strict, friendships, and in the other category, obviously there was quite a lot of people that ticked other. The main options were the main trends were that people were worried about finding their way around the school building, and transitioning from the LCSC was also another very common concern in the other category. Question 5 was, as a parent or carer, to what extent do you agree with the following statements? It was really nice for us to see that people generally thought that their children were well supported, that they now felt confident in the academy, even though everything is very turbulent and we've had to transition into digital learning, so that was really nice to see. People felt positive about the digital resources and the support as a substitute for face-to-face interaction, although obviously face-to-face interaction would be preferable. Children felt confident using Teams, and the majority felt that their child engaged well in digital learning, so it's really, really nice to see. Question 6 was, given the restrictions of COVID-19, what improvements would you suggest to your experience of the transition process? And there were a load of really, really good positive suggestions in this section. So thank you very much to those of you who responded. That's been very helpful, very interesting reading, and we'll certainly look to try and incorporate a number of them going forward. So the most common points were small group tours. This is definitely something that we'd like to do later in the year if the restrictions allow. More staff video lessons. Video lessons have been very popular, and we're looking to try and expand on this and deliver more video lessons as we go onwards. More info in short videos, hence why I'm trying to deliver this in a video as opposed to sending this in a document. So we'll try and make sure that the majority of our content is available as a short video. Other pupil bio or video call. Now this was something that was a really, really fantastic idea that was suggested, that pupils could either be able to write their own bio and share that with other students in their class, or do a quick class kind of video call. I really like that idea. It's definitely something that we should try and incorporate. There was a lot of praise for pupil support teachers. Our pupil support teachers work really, really hard and are very, very much appreciated. The video calls from teachers Cahoots that were excellent. It was Miss Johnston that I think instigated the Cahoots, the weekly Cahoots last transition. So thank you very much to her for doing that. We'll try and make sure that we've got equally engaging activities this session. Outdoor events, if that's allowed. As I said, if the restrictions are allowed, we'll definitely try and incorporate a variety of events, generally as much contact as possible through a variety of means. So there was obviously a lot of comments which were to do with expanding on getting as much contact with members of staff as possible. Getting to know the people and getting to know the situation, getting to know the environment of the school is absolutely what the transition process is all about, and it's really difficult that we haven't been able to do that in the way that we'd normally like. So thanks ever so much for sharing your thoughts and opinions. We really, really value them. They are so helpful in terms of helping us decide what to plan to focus on over the coming weeks, months, and years. Right. Thank you.